All right, baby, let's do it. Riffin with Griffin, yeah. Is this your first podcast from your new spot?
Yeah, it is.
Wow.
Yes,
I'm going to give everybody your address, too.
Man, shut up.
1326 West Nile Virus.
The music's going on. You don't got your headphones on. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your favorite podcast.
That's right, baby. Riffin with Griffin, yeah.
You know, we're not even going to do the music. This motherfucker, he's not even.
Riffin with Griffin, yeah. You know I got baby pipes.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Woo, 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 woo.
All right, welcome to the podcast. Longtime friend. I'm taking mine off.
Yeah.
I don't need to have it on.
We're right here.
Do my hair. I didn't do my hair. Welcome. First time to the new Riffin with Griffin studio location, even though it looks exactly the same.
Same brick wall, baby.
I'm gonna change it with Mr. Andrew Santino. Welcome, buddy.
Hey,
how you
baby,
doing?
how are you? I'm good. I think this looks good. It only took me 2 or 3 hours to get over here to this side of the Catalina Island.
It's the same
Griff
thing.
lives on Catalina Island.
It's the same thing when I go over to where you live. For me,
bro,
you act like you're the center of the universe,
but
and then going to your place is
you
supposed
know
to be.
west of the 405 is forever. Crossing that.
Same thing on either side.
No, it's not. What's up, baby boy? Great to be back. Great to be here in the new studio. You guys, Griff's new place is beautiful. It's incredible.
Thank you.
If you follow me on Twitter, I will post his address later today, just so everybody can storm the castle and find out where he lives.
Speaking of storming the castle, your boy's getting impeached.
Hey, we're fighting back. Hey, man, I had a tough time. I had a tough time getting back to LA because, of course, I was at the Capitol. I was in there. And we have some good stuff. Also, I'm going to be posting on my Patreon. We're selling Nancy Pelosi's some stuff for her
shit
desk.
from her office.
Yeah. Her stress reliever, her stress ball. We're selling that. No, dude, honestly, when I saw that, I was like, Civil War is going to break out. I thought for sure we would have war in the streets. I was like, this is about to be a civil war.
No, but it's like, what's funny about that? And it just shows, it really does show the difference in like how we look at things in terms of race and economics. Because, there were there was no thought there'd be a civil war when, hundreds of thousands of people are out in the streets peacefully protesting for Black Lives Matter. Mm-hmm. When Sephoras are being burned down and Foot Lockers are being looted and all the stuff that was going on.
Yeah.
It wasn't even a thought, we're at civil war. But the moment some white people do some stuff, all of a sudden now we're like, this is it.
Civil war.
It's not going to be civil war.
It's not gonna, but I think it's, I don't know. We'll see. It could be the catalyst.
These people have been living since McVeigh, whatever the dude that blew up
Timothy McVeigh? Yeah.
Those type of people have been around forever.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the nature of the...
But they just come out of the woodwork every few years. They're like cicadas. You know cicadas? They live underground for like
right,
15 years and they come out.
They come out.
Just to piss you off for fucking 3 weeks.
That's all it was. I mean, to me, it's just like, it's the nature of having a free society is that you're going to have people who want to rebel, and you have those people, and we allow them to be who they are. That's the whole idea of free speech and all this kind of stuff.
Well, what do you think then? Trump's getting banned from Twitter. You think? By the way, he's not my boy. Now you say that, everyone's gonna be like. I have people sometimes that are like, "You're a hardcore Trump fan," and I have to play into it for the comedy and be like, "You betcha, bud. You betcha."
Check this out, because he got banned from Twitter. If you got a call that he wants to come on Whiskey Ginger, your ass would have him on.
Yeah, what the
I know. We all would.
Everybody would have a. No, I was gonna tweet the other day, but I decided not to because I didn't feel like dealing with the nonsense of it. But I was gonna be like, you guys can say whatever you want. You're gonna miss him on here. He was beyond entertaining on Twitter. Everybody followed him. Everybody followed him. You hate him so much. Stop. Why'd you follow him? It's like,
or at least check them out.
Are you gonna follow Joe Biden on Twitter?
Maybe.
No, that's my point. No, you're not. No, everybody that was like, "Yo, Trump sucks. Fuck Trump." They all followed him. So who are you then to? So what's the truth then? You want to watch the accident, or you want to watch everything smooth sailing? I think it's in my opinion, the banning Trump from Twitter thing is, as much as people hate him, I understand, but it's an infringement on free speech. He should be able to say whatever nonsense he wants on there because who are we trusting to say that he's saying facts anyway? What's the difference? I don't understand.
Well,
you can say some dumb shit, and people could take your fans could take it as fact.
Yeah, but the only thing I disagree with you on is, okay, so one, it's a private company, and they reserve the right to put whoever they want. They have their list of They have their list of things. You can't say this, and if you say this, you'll get removed.
Right.
So it's like
Did he say one of those things?
They have that. You know what? It's their thing.
But that's my point, though.
Like Sizzler can tell me I can't come in because I don't got shoes on, or whatever their thing is. Okay?
Sure. Yeah.
So it's like what I'm saying is he has a room in his house that he can go talk to the press.
Yeah.
Okay, so
yeah, but he loves Twitter.
I know. What he lost was the convenience of reaching millions of people like this.
100%.
Okay, but that's not. He didn't lose his freedom of speech. The motherfucker could go down to the post office and stand in front of it, and some news press can come, and he could be like, "Hey, this is what I have to say."
But if it starts there, where does it end? That's my point, right? It's the same way of saying, like, it's a slippery slope. I can't stand the dude, but I'm fascinated with him, just like everybody else is. But I do think that unless you're literally inciting war and violence, unless you're saying go out and hurt and kill, which that's illegal, right? If you're not doing that and you're just saying the chaos of what you're saying, because there's people saying crazy shit on there all the time. Yeah, they've just chosen to censor him because of the political affiliations that are assigned to Twitter. That's just a fact of the media.
Well, there's also a difference between just a regular Joe saying something.
And someone like him.
And someone like him. I mean, in anybody in a position of power and authority has a different influence on people. So I disagree.
But that means that their power is silencing his power.
Yeah, no, but
that's what I'm saying. It's all chaos.
I don't think there's being silenced so much as, like, look, the forefathers didn't understand that there was going to be the internet when they were writing the Constitution.
Yeah.
They didn't know that guns were going to be able to kill people 100 people in 3 seconds.
Yeah.
They didn't know all these things when they came up with these rules and laws, and it is what it is. But even with the First Amendment, I don't think people actually know what the First Amendment even says. It's like you cannot. Like the one they use all the time is you can't yell fire in a movie theater, because if people start trampling everybody because of your words,
you're inciting.
Okay, so like he clearly was fanning the flames, regardless if he didn't.
Sure.
If someone savvy and smart isn't going to go storm the Capitol and kill 5 people. No, he knew how to do it. I think he unwittingly didn't realize it was going to be like that.
No, I don't think he knew it was going to be like that either.
Yeah, I think he was like, ooh, shit. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he was just kind of like, oh, damn, I messed up.
I don't feel bad for the guy. My point is, I just don't know. It just, to me, it's like a weird little tiny hole in what seems to be the future of everything. Of like, we're all going to start having more checkdowns on what you can say and what you can't say. And although I don't like the guy, I also am like, well, I don't know if banning him on Twitter is the answer. I don't know.
Well, I think you're talking about a bigger question. And the bigger question is, should social media fall under some sort of government jurisdiction?
No.
But that's what you are saying, though.
Yeah, because I don't want government in more of my shit.
I know, but that's what you're saying when you're saying that he shouldn't be banned and it's free speech. Well, that makes it tied to like some sort of like, it's.
You should be banned if you violate their laws. That's my point. So I'm saying if he did, which I'm not privy to, if he did, okay, that's fine. If you violated the laws that they've already set up to say you can't do this and this, and he did that, then I get it. But I'm saying it's been so unclear, and everyone I talk to is like, I don't really know. So that's my problem is like, to me, it should be more clear of like, oh, this is what happened. This is why we banned him.
Well, I think they're banning him for the result, not for.
I know, but that's my inherent issue, right? Then we should have, if we have rules.
But consequences matter.
They do, but we have to know why we got there. Like I have to. You have to show your work.
Yeah, I don't.
You can't just go. It's because I feel that way.
I don't think you do. I think you can when it's your private company. When I come to your house,
but then they can start doing that to people. That's my point. Is they can start doing that to people that didn't violate the laws.
Check this out. Yeah, they can.
Yeah, see, that's fucked up.
I know, but it's a private company. See, we're acting like Twitter's a right. We're acting like Twitter's like a social security number. No, motherfuckers. No, you don't have. You know what?
I know they are, but
get off Twitter.
But you know that to me is again the slippery slope of then when it starts, how does this all end?
Well, the point is,
what else can start to take the same route?
Well, I'm glad it happened.
There's restaurants that are like, I don't like Griff's political views. You can't eat here anymore.
Well, you know what?
Like, imagine if that becomes a reality. I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying I feel like this gets really slippery.
You know what?
World.
That was a reality in this country because there was a time that I couldn't go into a restaurant.
I know. I miss those days. People this is gonna be called like right wing.
No, but I'm saying it's like,
I know.
This has already been like, this is what I find. So can I tell you something? I was talking about this on my last podcast too, because I was just so angry about this stuff, is because it's funny to me how when it was Black Lives Matter, how many white actors, comics, entertainers had so much to say.
Not me.
Yeah, they had a lot to say, man.
I didn't say a word.
You know what I'm talking about, though.
Yeah, of course. I made fun of all those people.
You know, they had to like have their like posts up because they didn't want to come across as racist. And then this happens, and it's people that look like them. Now these motherfuckers got nothing to say.
I know.
You know, they got nothing to say. Everybody's quiet now. Everybody doesn't have their political stance. All the progressive liberal comics who run their fucking mouth all the time.
Yeah, because they're all liars. It's optics.
Now what?
Yeah,
now
it's
what?
all optics.
Talk about your white guys now.
Right.
No.
What's happening? It's just optics for them. They just want to look.
I know, and it's
people want to look like they're on the right side of something.
But they want to look when they're on the right side of something. But now here's an issue where it's like, this is like, it is unquestioned that if those people had been black, brown,
died,
storming the Capitol, it wouldn't be.
They shot them all.
It wouldn't be the other side that had the more deaths. You know what I mean?
No, they would have shot every single one of them.
You know,
so it wouldn't even have been. It would have been an afterthought.
So when you look at that and you go, what has happened since? They were showing these people out of the Capitol like they were getting off a Carnival cruise ship.
Hands.
You know what I mean? Like the
don't
cops
slip.
were like this. Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We
they
had
might
fun.
have been going like this.
Did you guys get your doggy bags? Don't leave anything behind.
You know, I was like, come on, man. So there is different justice for different people. So, but anyways, I digress. I mean, we don't want to go into like.
I know we already have.
Yeah, we already have. But it's
no. But the point is,
let's get back to Twitter.
Yeah,
I'm just telling you. I understand. You see,
it's private, and they have every right to kick the dude off. I get it.
Or anyone.
I totally get it. I just think it, to me, as someone who, you know, starts to look at things like this from a broader scope, and I go, is this going to lead into other things? Because we never really knew. This is my problem. It's just the ignorance of social media. We don't really know the power of it. So I'm not defending the idea of Trump being on Twitter. I couldn't care less. I'm defending the idea of like, well, where does this lead us for the future of social media? Because truly, it's damaging as fuck. It's already super damaging. You know, it ruins lives and careers, and it's crazy what it does. So my point is, I don't give a fuck about Trump. I just look at it and I go, ooh, is this a crack in the dam? Does this show more things about our culture? Because look, I'm sure, I talked about this last night at dinner, I'm sure Zuckerberg, in its infancy, created Facebook as a genuine social network to have young people, to find people to drink with and hook up with and hang out with. I'm sure of it.
Who's hot or not?
I mean, truthfully, that's really what it was, right? Because I was one of the first generations on it. I went to Arizona State. We were one of like the top 15 schools that got to log in first. You know how they did like, it was Ivy League, and then when it got opened up, it was only like a section of schools as it went on. And I remember we were on there early, and I remember being like, yo, this is genius. You can just start to like know your community of people around you.
Yeah, they had to test drive it at the shit schools.
100%. Yeah. Well, they put it at Ivy League first, and then they went down to dog shit. Because then you know what the middle looks like.
Yeah.
You have to go best and worst. And then you're like, well, I understand the rest of the group.
Let's go to Arizona State.
They went Harvard to herpes. They were like, we just want to see the scale. But they did. But truthfully, I remember the beauty of how simple it was. But now that dude's a criminal. That dude got caught being. The reality was, he wanted he wanted to become this evil social puppeteer master and sell off your whole life. And you're like, I'm sure at the beginning he didn't feel that way.
But imagine.
That's my point. Where does the rest of this go?
I know, but imagine. See, here's the thing. Imagine how powerful those companies feel right now when they can go.
They can shut down the president.
Yeah,
that's my point. That's scary.
They go. So
it's great, but it's also fucking scary.
No, but we have given them the power.
Yeah,
because young people think that, like I said, you get issued a social security number and a Twitter account.
Yeah, it's one and the same.
That's what they think.
Yeah.
They think that like that shit isn't government run.
No.
Okay, so it's like a private company that we've given an enormous amount of power and influence
Even though almost nobody is on it. That's the other irony, right? Isn't it like less than 3% of the world's population is on Twitter, but it feels like it's 100?
But I feel like
it feels like it's everybody.
I feel like all of them combined. You know, just you know, you think I look at all of them together. So it's like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. It's like they're all together, dude. They're all,
I know.
They're all one thing, and it's
and
like
they're gonna take us the fuck out. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, so it's like I just go, you want to. So I just take offense to when people say that his freedom of speech was getting taken away, because I'm like, no, it hasn't.
No, they didn't take away his freedom of speech.
It just said convenience was taken away. That's it.
But I do think that is it's an infringement on. To me, it's like an infringement. To me, it's like it's not creating a narrative where you can have more than one person. Now, he is the broad example of the extreme, but like to me, it just shows me that the future may be, well, if you don't agree with the typical narrative of this social media site, we are going to kick you off. I'm saying at a smaller level.
Well,
not Trump. I'm saying like it just, to me, it's a window into a thing where they go, oh, Griff tends to be more of a centrist. Well, this is a pretty liberal site, so we don't want you on here.
That's why I tweeted the other day that...
That's my fear about that stuff. It's like, that's weird.
I tweeted the other day that social media...
And you are right-leaning for sure.
Social media...
Everybody knows Griff is a Republican.
Social media should be called an echo chamber now.
It is. That's all it is. That's all it is. Yeah, it is. It's church.
You know, it's just an echo chamber for people to like hear their own thoughts. But to me, to go further from what you're saying, is the thing that's really dangerous about it is like Trump saying, well, I'm going to start my own thing. And then we're not going to know what those people are talking about and saying because we're not going to follow that. And then all the liberals and all the progressives are going to be like, well, we have our own sites and we're going to get our news from there.
That's the danger.
And that's the real danger.
So that's basically what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's like that essentially, after all this 15, 20 minutes of talking about this, the truth really is I'm not concerned for Trump. I don't think they stole anything from him. I just think it's a window into what could be our future, the division of the country even more.
Yeah,
it's a small step in something that could be bigger. Now, granted, I don't feel bad for the dude. I don't really give a fuck. But also, I go, if it becomes only our news versus only your news, we're in bad shape.
Yeah, I agree.
That gets scary as fuck.
So I'm actually glad that they did it because maybe it'll shake people up for them to realize, oh, this is just a private company.
Yeah.
That they have their own agenda. It's like people forget, like when you look at, say, Google, for instance, right? We get all our information from Google. A lot of people, right? But we forget that this is a private company.
Yeah.
But you have to realize when you search for something and the first 15 responses are like, ad. And here's
the answer.
The dick enlargement. Damn, I had to go through all this to get to the thing I'm looking for. So it's like we forget that, like, no, they have all this power and influence, and it's just for money. So, like, maybe it's good that we go, oh, wow, you mean they can kick the... Because I'm sure there are people out there that thought, well, you can't kick the president off Twitter. And I'm like, yeah, you can.
Yeah.
There's
it didn't surprise me.
There's people that own it, you know? So it's like, whatever. Yeah. Let's talk about other shit. Because, like, I haven't seen you in so long, and it is good to see you. You know, the other day, we got this sad news about Jeff Scott, you know?
Yeah,
and
man.
I went live. Listen, I've been doing my podcast the night before I release it now, just so I can, like, get everything in that I want to get for the week, and I feel like it's fresh. But I couldn't do it. I got the news from Bobby. He called me. And I don't know why, but I immediately broke down into tears.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know Jeff that well, but I've known him for 10 years.
Yeah, me too.
You know what I mean? So, and that really hit me hard because it just made me realize, like, oh, there's people I'm never going to see again.
This is so strange.
You know?
That's the exact same words that came out of my mouth. I said that.
You know, because there's people I take for granted. It's like there's that person that we just saw every day.
Yeah.
And we just go, oh, hey, what you call it? You know, it's like, you know, and I go, and he was the kind of person you'd have nice conversations with, or just... I didn't know what it was, but it hit me, so I couldn't do my podcast. So the next day, it was Monday that I'm releasing it. I go, let me go live. I'm just going to do it live. Man, I was so emotional.
Couldn't do it.
I did it, but I was like fucking blubbering like a, during
like
my...
a grown man who's in touch with his emotions.
Right. I ain't no bitch. Yeah, I was blubbering and stuff. So anyway, my point is, it's like, it made me feel like, who are my friends? Who should I keep in touch with? And not just your close loved ones, right? It made me realize that there's a other layer of people in my life that I should probably reach out to and make sure they're okay too, just to stay connected, even with like a personal community to me, like the Comedy Store.
Yeah.
So like we talk all the time.
Yeah.
Because you're one of my best friends.
Yeah.
But it's like, if we think about it, we're in that hallway with who? Like Sandy Danto. How's he doing?
I love
with,
that.
You know, even something crazy like Boom Shakalaka. Is Boom okay? Is this motherfucker alive? You know what I mean? Like, it's like, and I go, like, when am I going to see, like, all of these, you know, Eleanor Kerrigan? When am I going to see, you know, there's so many of these comics and people at the store that I go, man, and you realize too, it's just hard also. But I don't know. I think the everything with COVID and the pandemic and being at home all the time and all this stuff, it made me start to think about all these things. How is it making you feel? Like, you know,
well, that was, I mean, it just, you know, the door was just closed in seeing all these people that were in your life all the time. And unless they talk like you and I talk, but I only talked to about, you know, five people from the store. that I keep in contact with all the time. And so it's just weird. It's hard and weird. And I had a moment where I was, I just not broke down crying, but I broke down mentally. And I was like, I just admitted it out loud finally. I was like, I'm depressed. I'm fucking depressed. It got me depressed. I'm so sick of not being able to go to the club. I'm so sick of not being able to feel free to like try new shit. And then I was in my hotel in San Jose. I had to go to San Jose to shoot this thing. Yo, this is crazy. The only fucking people in the hotel.
Really?
It's like 155 rooms. Literally. The guy at the front desk was like, it's just you, so you should feel safe. I was like, this is crazy. So because I had to go to the shoot this little thing.
Like, then what? The towels? No.
yeah. But he goes, we don't do. They do full sanitization of every room, and then the cleaning service only comes when the guests are gone for a day. So you leave, and they don't even come clean that day. Dude. They wait another day, just for the idea of maybe whatever. I don't even know what is that. But anyway, I woke up to drive back down to LA, and I was talking to Rogan and talking to Egit and a bunch of people about Jeff because I had seen my phone went off in the middle of the night, and I said the exact same thing, dude. That's crazy. That I literally verbatim. I just started getting tears in my eyes, and I was like, it's just not fair that I don't get to see somebody ever again.
Yeah,
it's not fair that you just like, oh, now I don't get to see you again.
Yeah,
but that bummed me out a lot, and then I had to sit in the car for 4.5 hours thinking about it. Which it will fuck you up, by the way, just because you're like sitting there kind of numb in a car and it's just headed down the 5. There's nothing but fields, and you're just looping in your head
and your
all the
wife
scenario.
Yeah. Can we pee again? I need to pee again.
You peed 5 times. It's fucking 200 miles. No, but she, I just was looping in my head. She passed out, and I just had my own thoughts to sit with. So I just thought about it a lot. And look, I can't even pretend like Jeff and I were super close because we were not. We were friendly as fuck there, and I loved him, and he showed love to me, and it was wonderful. But like the things that bummed me out were like just the simple stuff about Jeff that I'll be like, oh man, like I remember if I was trying out new shit late and it wasn't going well, he would sit at the piano and just sit there and laugh.
Yeah.
If he knew you were trying he would always sit by the piano for the first like couple of minutes after you went on. And if he saw that you were doing old shit, he'd get up pretty fast. This is for me personally. Because he'd be like, he's doing great. He's already, it's almost like a parent making sure you're okay, as weird as that was. And then when he saw I was doing a bunch of new shit, or if he could tell I was like, really fucking experimenting, he would wait and sit there for a lot longer. And he would laugh really loud. He had this boisterous laugh. And I think that was a trick. He was, being like, I'm going to give you a little bit of a boost, whether or not the audience knows it or you know it. But he used to do that stuff, and I really appreciated the fuck out of that. He also used to call me fag all the time, which I thought I love that. He's like, well, shut up, fag.
He was just truthful, you know what I mean?
Because he knows who I really am.
No, I used to like that he would, I used to like that, like, he was either right on time to get you off stage.
Or he was an hour and a half late.
Or he would be like, whatever. And he used to get
How many nights that you and I would go before or after each other, and he wouldn't be there? I'd be like, God damn it, Jeff!
Then he would just come in the door. You know what I mean?
Because I never had to ask who's next. If it was me and you, we know. We're there, we saw each other. You're next, I'm next, whatever. But it was always like, you're going to come up to no music. So I try to stall. You know what I mean? So you're like, I hope he can be there. Because it's hard to come up to no music. There is something about the filler.
That transition is really tough. It's one of the toughest things in comedy.
So hard. Because the audience is like, we just loved what you did.
Yeah, it's like,
and you're like, you're going to love this next guy.
You're like, well.
But unless there's an emotional, like, vibe to it, it's almost like clap, clap, clap. And then silence is like, hey. The music helped so much.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that 2 nights ago when I was in the hotel, too, of like, who's going to be able to do that fucking thing? Who's going to be the new person that does? You take it for granted, dude. You totally take it for granted.
And also, it's a terrible job. Who would want it?
But you have to be there at what, like 6 or 7 for the when do the mics start? At 6
Whenever it is.
And then he's got to go till 2:30 in the morning.
He was the kind of person that, like, he was just a part of the Comedy Store. He'd been there for so long. He was from the old guard.
He was there every fucking night.
He was there with Mitzi. He was there all the time.
25 years.
Yeah, it became his thing. It's like he came to L.A. because he thought he was going to die. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
that's a story that a lot of people don't know.
Yeah, he can't. And so, and then he lived a good life. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
So it's like, but anyways, he became a symbol for me of loss.
Yeah.
He became a symbol of like those good people in your life that you may never see again.
Yeah, no, I know that.
You know?
Yeah, there's a lot of people that could die at the Comedy Store, and I'd be like, all right.
I'd be like this. Who?
I'm like, that guy's gone. I guess that's sad. No, yeah, but Jeff.
So here's something off subject but on subject. You say you're staying at a hotel.
Yeah.
So I have a fantasy football group.
Which, by the way, I'm not allowed to talk about. Technically, they were like, you can't travel in California 120 miles.
Oh, well, you just did.
Yeah. I'm back. No, but I got tested. I had the antibodies too.
So I want to talk about that too. You having COVID. So I had anyway. I've been in this same fantasy football group for like 20 years now, right? So we
high school buddies and shit.
Not really.
Okay.
Just
I'm long-term friends.
Yeah, long-term friends. So, anyways, one of them sends a picture of. He goes, I was in a hotel with my daughter, and my family, and my daughter found this in one of the drawers.
Oh yeah.
And it was like a needle.
Like a heroin needle?
It wasn't. It was like some sort of medication for like a bad disease.
Oh, just a hypodermic needle.
Whatever it was, just in the thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, my first thought was like, dude, what days in are you staying at? Like, that's on you.
What Motel 5 are you at?
Yeah. Or just motel. Are you staying there, you cheap bastard?
Yeah.
But I thought to myself, damn, people are so worried about COVID that they shirking all their responsibilities.
100%.
By the way, his daughter would have fully recovered if she found a napkin full of COVID.
Right.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, his daughter could have found a napkin just dripping with COVID,
Huffed
wiped it all over her face, and in 2 weeks, she would have been fine.
Right.
Okay? For the most part, according to the numbers, it's less than 1%.
Yeah.
So we think, right?
Yeah.
But, like, if it was a AIDS medication or if it was like, whatever the thing was, it was something bad. She could have easily been, kids, they put shit in their mouth. They stick, you know what I mean? It's like, so to me, I'm like, yo, hotel.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Like, you're worried about COVID, and I get it. But damn, that is an example of like the paranoia and craziness that we have. We're not worried about anything else. Like, people are still getting cancer. People are still like, they got to go to the hospital because they broke their finger.
Yeah.
People got to go to and it's as if the only thing that matters is COVID.
Yeah, my buddy's dad just passed away. And I was like, the annoying thing is the first thought in everyone's mind, is it COVID?
Is it COVID? I know.
And it wasn't.
As if nobody dies of anything else.
Right. And it wasn't. It was not. Like many of the deaths I've heard this past year. My uncle just passed away a month ago. And that wasn't COVID either. It was cancer. And it does get annoying that even your own fucking brain goes,
yeah.
Is it COVID?
Even this thing about Jeff.
Yeah, I know. That's the first thought.
My first thought, I was like, oh no, did he get, and you go, damn.
Well, he has a compromised immune system. So that is kind of, there is a parallel.
Right. But
So to us, that's pretty specific to be like, you have a compromised immune system when you're living with HIV. If you do get very sick in any way, you can die.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Given whatever circumstances. But anyway, yeah, my buddy's father just passed away. And I don't know, it shook me up. And I was like, not to be like whatever about COVID, but it is tragic to think that it's getting all of our attention. And as it should, it's a fucking international pandemic. But there's moments like that where I go, damn, dude, he probably just wants to not have COVID be a worry that's happening so he can like mourn this in real time. Do you know what I mean? Like they have to mourn not in real time. They can't see their other people in the family. It's fucking crazy.
It sucks.
It's like saying like like people are like, I don't get to celebrate my birthday this year.
Yeah, fuck off.
Yeah, shut the fuck up. It's like people don't like if somebody you love dies, you don't get to mourn a death in real time. You have to like wait or do it in whatever protocol.
How about this?
Can.
Like
it's fucking crazy.
A friend of mine's having a baby, and it's like everyone that's having a baby right now.
Yeah, my buddy just had a baby.
You can only have one person in the room. You can't have too many people in the waiting room. It's
right.
like, so that's one of those experiences that like
it's gone.
That's gone. We're not even thinking about that.
Right.
It's like everything is about this thing. I did an Instagram post because first of all, everybody in the Instagram comments thinks they're an expert on COVID. They have so much to say.
Well, everyone on the internet is a genius.
Right, of course.
They've all gone to med school.
So I'm just trying to because I still have questions. Yeah. And I can't get answers, But people will send me messages like they have the answer. And I'm just like, who the fuck are you? You know what I mean? So my thing is like, I just want answers. I just want someone to justify all this from me.
Well, see, but that's the problem. Nobody knows. I can only tell you what like my doctor told me. I've had two different doctors. when I got sick, just giving me the course.
Yeah, give me your experience with all of that, by the way.
Well, I mean, like I've talked about it a bunch. But
of course, but this is for my 7 people that watch my podcast.
There's way more than 7, Griff. You know that. No, well,
I love you. I'll
do it quickly, but like a friend of a friend told me that he had tested positive, that we had kicked it with, and so a week later I tested. What is it called? Like they couldn't read it, meaning like there was signs of the viral load. Yeah, inconclusive. And then I tested 2 days later and it was positive. And anyway, so for a week for me was like.
Did the sex club call you like, hey?
I called them.
I
said, tell Brian, Mike, Steven, Kevin, Alex, and Billy that they need to get tested.
I was trying to think of that Tom Cruise movie, but it didn't come to my head right away.
What?
You know the one where they're at the was it Far and Away? No, they're in that. It's all the sexual underground stuff.
No, what is it?
Oh man,
me and Tom
Nicole
Cruise.
Kidman,
Tom Cruise and Eyes Wide Shut.
Eyes Wide Shut. I was gonna make that reference.
Eyes Wide Shut.
We should cut to it. So you at the Eyes Wide Shut party?
Yeah, I was there. It was fun.
Oh, anyway,
but we all wear masks at ours, so like head masks. No, so
you found out you got it.
I found out I've got it, and I had sickness for a week. Now my experience is my experience. I always have to preface that because people are always like, "See, you didn't." It's like, yeah, I didn't get a fever, which is why I call out this fever thing. Whenever I go somewhere and they're taking temperatures, I roll my eyes. Yeah. I'm like every one of my friends
that's
that had
a dog and
had
pony
COVID,
show.
Yeah, every one of my friends that have had COVID, not one of my friends had a fever. Not one.
Listen.
So I was saying this fever thing is like
that's not for checking COVID.
No,
that's to make everybody feel
optics. Yeah, optics.
It's just like when you take your shoes off at the airport.
Bullshit.
It's all the TSA process is absolute nonsense.
It's bullshit.
Okay, it's nonsense.
I say it every time. They go, "You've been randomly screened," and I'm like,
"Okay."
Then why do I have the fucking pre-check? Why did I pay for global entry then?
Yeah.
How could this be?
Yeah.
I thought that's what this was.
Don't even get me started.
I know you and I are on the same page about this.
So it's just a dog and pony show
to
make people because if they really like, how many terrorists do they catch in a year? If 1 million people come through the LAX, tell me, like, I want to know that they stopped 20.
They catch, they catch people being foolish.
Right. Oh, I didn't know that knife was in there.
100%. It's more, or like a guy trying to get a gun in it back home, not because he's gonna kill people. It's like, yeah, I didn't know I couldn't carry on my gun. It's like, well, you're just being foolish. You're just dumb.
Yeah. A lot of dumb people. All right,
but anyway, jumping back. So a week for me was. It was just you felt like shit. I felt like shit. It sucked, and then the next week was a recovery week, because you had to quarantine. So it was kind of just me being tired and lazy. And I will say this: everyone's experience is different. Some people get riddled from this thing, and it is very. I have seen it.
Yeah.
I know family and friends that have gotten very, very sick.
There's this broad spectrum of
You have no idea what you're gonna get. But the crazy thing is, what I've come to my own personal conclusion is. The depression and the anxiety that like some of us have that pre-exists, like myself, I have clinical depression. So it's like, it's intensified during that time period because you're scared. You don't really know the uncertainty. Yeah. Even though you're with somebody, you're lonely as fuck because you're with your own thoughts and you have to separate. So you're like, what if this turns? That becomes this looming fear.
Then you start to think, is people going to think, is there going to be a stigma on you?
Well, yeah.
Do you feel like people come to you like, ooh, that guy had COVID? Get
well,
away
yeah.
from
I mean,
him.
I think there was a stigma. I talked about that. There was a stigma. There is. I mean, now less so because 90 fucking million people around the world have it. But when I got it in October or the end of September, it was like this thing where it's like, how did you get it? I got phone calls from people. I won't mention their fucking names, but like annoying motherfuckers that I don't even talk to. They don't care about me as a person.
Right.
They don't give a shit about me. They never talked to me. And now they're like, can you tell me everything? You're like one of the closest people I know that's gotten it. And I badly wanted to be like, go fuck yourself. You don't fucking know me. Fuck you. Like, you're just interested because I have something. Like, it was gross. And also their assumption is like, what were you doing? It's like, bitch, I was doing what you're doing.
Yeah. I was licking doorknobs.
Right.
That's
right. I was like, I was having beers with a friend. Like,
okay. But
so anyway, we recovered, thankfully, and the only thing you can hope now, this is the uncertainty thing that I don't like, is like, well, I hope it doesn't have long-term ramifications.
Right.
I don't fucking know, but at the same time, I've come to grips with it, like, drinking for the past 20 years of my life, because I enjoy having some liquor, that's got ramifications. So it's like, I can't control much. At some point, you're like, I don't know. It's like, you can't sit back and go, what if COVID in 20 years gives me... It's like, well, then I'll have to cross the bridge, unfortunately, when I get there.
In the same way that, like, you're going to get lung cancer, or you could get lung cancer from smoking in 20 years.
There's almost,
or
at
you
some
could
point...
get, like, there's a lot of, your own choices.
You eat unhealthy foods, and it's
right.
like we all have these things that are like, well, I can't really fucking... There's nothing I can do.
But let me ask you this though, and it's like, and to be sensitive about it too, because I don't want to I don't have a opinion on either side of this. I just want to put that out there. This is why I wanted to have an expert come on so I can just ask questions and get like a scientific answer. But this is another kind of thing. It's like, you're someone that had it. Would you consider your experience with COVID that was like mild? You know what I mean? Like in comparison, like when you hear
according to their terms, it's called mild. Like like whatever they've laid out online, like the CDC has laid out, like what is called mild or moderate or extreme, and then like we categorized as mild because of our experience. Our experience was like we fit in the mild box.
Now, when you go through something like an experience like that, you went through this mild thing, you had it, and then you see how we've reacted to COVID in general. Say even just in California, because we live in California, all the businesses that have shut down, all of the like 101 Cafe is shut down, which is like, I can't even believe it. We used to go there.
I know all the time. I made fun of it on my other podcast, but it was sad. But I was like, this is just So what I'm saying though is like, for yourself, is there a part of you that because of what you experienced, you go, are we doing the right thing? Did it make you question that? Yeah, but I questioned it from the beginning before I even had it. But like, here's the problem: you can't control how many people are going to get it from you. So when they say we're overwhelming the hospitals, right? Like I played golf the other day with his brother-in-law is the head of infectious disease. So he was pretty candid about everything.
You should get him on your podcast.
He wouldn't do it. He's too rich and too he's got his own life. You know what I mean? He's gonna come on some. He's like, if I'm like, come on my podcast, he's like, bitch, no chance.
I say one wrong thing.
Yeah, no way.
Or he might if I say the truth.
Yeah, then they'll come kill. There'll be a red dot on his head.
In your house too. Like, how'd that red dot?
Where'd that come from? So my wife is like, shh.
She's a part of it.
Yeah, but I felt that way about. So this is such a long argument to get into, but like the way I've always felt about it was this. Essential businesses were deemed essential by whom, right? That's okay. Food is literally the only essential thing. If we really wanted to call these things essential business, it would be food. People need food, and that's all they really need. If this was the case.
And pharmacies.
Yeah, okay, sure, medicine. But medicine, at some point, we could have those things delivered to your home. You know what I'm saying?
True enough.
So if you needed to get things and we couldn't have everyone going into the store, we had to create a delivery service just for food. Food would be literally the only essential business. The fucking weed store up the street from my house has been open the whole time, okay? The whole time. So you're telling me that some woman that owns some little business boutique has to close down, but the weed fucking store can stay open? Why? So it just comes down to nobody got control over this fast enough to make a good economical decision on how we need to make this work without just going, shut it all down. Bro, Target and Best Buy are open.
They've been open the whole time.
Are those essential businesses? No. It's that they have enough economic adjustment and they have enough economic influence and political that they know you're going to keep us open. The politicians are like, we're going to keep their fucking open. It's in political interest in some degree because, look, in the restaurant thing too, everything is state by state, right? Texas is open.
A lot of places are open.
Okay, so my point is, what I don't get is we live in Southern California. We are privileged to have a different temperature gauge than most places. You're telling me it's 77 today. 77.
I know.
You can't set up tables 10, 15, 20 feet apart and have people outside, have servers wearing masks, gloves, and shields, and have them serve plates of food, just like they're making the food already for delivery and takeout. They're doing that right now. So you're telling me they can't just drop it to a table?
And by the way, we don't know they got masks on at the restaurant when they're making our food.
No shit. That's my other problem.
Yeah.
I had a conspiracy at the beginning.
This motherfucker. Hey, come out here and let me see that hazmat suit you have
I had a conspiracy at the beginning that I was like, fucking it. People are getting it through food. I was joking about that months ago.
I'd be touching everything too. Like, fuck these people.
Yeah. Have you ever worked or seen, like, coming from the Midwest in the food industry, when you go to farms and you see how farms operate, you think people that are on farms right now are all abiding by PPE protocol?
First of all,
you're out of your fucking mind.
Bro, it's at farms where COVID came from.
No shit. So it's just like
it's them putting pigs and chickens in the same place. Where do you think this stuff started from?
No, they said it was the lab. They think it was the lab. The wet market is where it's spread. But truth be told, all I know is if everything is going to be state by state law, then how come in this state of California, particularly in Southern California, where our weather is unbelievably ripe for being outside, Why can't these restaurants have people sit outside extremely distanced, make the distance even further? And I just don't get why they've chosen specifically certain things are allowed to be okay, because Best Buy ain't okay to be open.
This is exactly where I'm at with you on this. I'm with you on this 100%. And the thing is, you'll get people that will say in comments and they'll message and and they keep saying, you don't understand COVID.
Hospitals are overwhelmed.
And I go, first of all, overwhelming the hospitals and the dangers of COVID are not the same thing.
Right. There's a correlation, but they're not
the same thing.
Yeah, they're not one and the same.
So like in the beginning of the pandemic, we had to close things down because we didn't know what was going to happen.
Right.
So they were like, let's make sure we don't overwhelm the hospitals. Okay, 8 months later, the hospitals weren't overwhelmed. But then we still were having the same things. Mm-hmm. So it's as if the people in charge weren't in coordination with the people that know to figure out like, all right, here's what we need to do so we can keep the economy going and keep people safe.
Yeah.
All I'm asking is justify all this. Justify why we go from like, okay, things are open, salons are open, now they're closed. It's like I just go like lives are ruined.
Yeah.
Okay. And all I'm saying is,
and my pet peeve, by the way, about that is those in power. And just like these people on Twitter that were caring about Black Lives Matter, these same people that were hooping and hollering but have no relationship to black people or black culture or really actually invest in any of that stuff. Mm-hmm. Shop at black businesses. They themselves won't do the same thing. These same people are the same people that were hooping and hollering, stay at home, stay at home, stay at home.
Right.
They don't take in any consideration who has the ability to stay at home.
Bro, listen.
Who has the ability? Who are you talking to?
Don't get me started.
It's like Ellen being like, stay at home. Yeah, you got COVID.
Yeah.
You got COVID. What the fuck are we talking? So you're saying stay at home to poor people who, I got 3 kids, they can't even afford fucking rent. Stay at home means what? So stay at home says, stay at home unless, of course, you work in an industry that I need stuff from. Unless you're an Amazon worker in the food industry.
The hypocrisy.
It's bullshit. So what does stay at home mean?
I'm going even more specific. I get tired of the rich comics tweeting out about if we had just done this, it's like, you could do that. You got millions of dollars.
Yeah,
bro.
you don't have to leave the house.
You don't got to leave the house, man.
People are working 3 jobs.
Anyways.
By the way, stay at home. It should be called don't go to raves. That should have been the phrase. Don't go to raves.
Yeah, don't do dangerous things.
Yeah. Do your best. We're figuring it the fuck out as we go.
Well, all I'm saying is like, I wish that they would like if there was an expert, if there was a scientist, if the CDC was coming out and saying, hey, listen, this thing is so dangerous. It is worth people's lives being ruined financially because of the long-term effects of this.
Right.
If they said that, I'd be like, oh, okay, wow, I get it.
Yeah.
I would get it. Yeah. But it's hard. I'm just being real about it. It's hard to justify when you go, all right, and listen, any death is bad, okay? Yeah. Any death is bad.
Of course.
But like the death rate is 1%, less than 1%.
It's gone down. Yeah.
The death rate is like so it's like, is that wrong? Maybe that number's wrong. Because when you hear about we got almost 400 million people in the country. If it was like 10 million deaths, if it was 20 million deaths, you'd be like, oh, this is like Ebola or something like that. Or this is some kind of dangerous spreading thing that's killing people at an alarming rate.
Right.
Then you go, oh, okay, I see you. Okay, everybody would be on board.
Right.
But I think the people, the states that are not on board, the people that are like, I don't want to wear a mask, or the people that feel like this, they're just going off, I don't know anybody that's sick. And everybody that I know that's sick is okay now.
Yeah, that's how they feel.
Okay, that's just it's anecdotal to individuals.
Of course.
You know what I mean? And so like there's people that would know you and be like, Andrew Santino's fine.
Right.
So why am I? So then, and I'm not saying it, and that shouldn't be the way you look at it either.
But it is a reality.
But at the same time, it's the reality of like what is going on. So again, I reach out to people. Because to me, this is just about. I think this isn't about COVID. It's about bad organization.
Yeah, then that's literally what it is.
Right?
This is just poorly run local governments.
Right. This is a governmental issue of like.
But haven't we seen this a million times?
Yeah.
So I'll give one devil's advocate to what we're talking about when I look at it from the other side. Because I have friends that work in the ER. I have many people that are in the medical field. They will tell you they are having exorbitant numbers of people that are coming in that are very, very sick. And people are still dying, right?
Yeah.
And they are still dying.
And condolences to all these families.
All ages are dying too. So there is the likelihood of dying in a certain age group is very low. That being said, it does happen. So we care about these realities. And the doctors have told me they're so overwhelmed because there's so many cases. So it's not that, oh, it doesn't kill that many people. It's more they have the ability now with steroids and with medicines, more so than in March, that we're keeping more people alive. So we're keeping more people away from death because we have advancements in medicine. So that's the positive thing of time.
We're getting close to Tylenol, COVID, and flu.
For 100%.
You know
it'll be right on, it'll be on the shelf.
Yeah, we're just getting close to that.
But the truth is,
or maybe, who knows?
The truth is they're saving more people from dying, but that doesn't mean that it's still not crunching our healthcare system because so many people are coming in very ill.
Right. No,
so they're saving them. So that's why the hospitals are going, it's happening too fast.
Well, see,
we can't control
okay,
this.
so now
that's their argument.
And that's what they should talk more about.
100%. I agree.
You know, because that makes sense to me.
Because that is scary. Because it's not that they're saying we're throwing out 1,000 bodies a day. No, they're saying, and by the way, we did have a peak day. We did have like 3,000 people or something insane like that. But they're saying we have people in gift shops, in beds in gift shops because they have nowhere else to put them, in basements, in like rooms they don't belong in because they just need to tend to sick. So
here's the problem too.
That shit sucks.
Here's the problem too. I trip, I break my arm. I need to go to the hospital.
Can't.
And they're like, well, we can't even put you because we can't put you near COVID people.
Yeah.
So they don't even have, because see, this is what I'm saying. People act like all the other shit just stopped.
Right.
Like people are not getting sick.
Right. You can't. No, that's what's scary.
Little kids aren't swallowing marbles.
So that's why.
So they're like they don't know where to put. So I get that.
That's what their argument is saying. Stop overwhelming the hospital. It's not saying they're worried about more COVID deaths from the hospital form. They're worried about they can't treat everything else.
Yeah.
These two things can't exist.
Well, now even as we talk that through, that makes sense to me. But that still, to me, doesn't justify.
That doesn't answer why everything is shut down.
Like why everything is shut down and all the negative effects of that.
Because there's 1,000 people in Trader Joe's up the street from my fucking house, and I'm like, how is this legit?
Fucking Rachel's telling me about at Target.
Target's
check this
gotta
out.
Be packed.
Check this out. She gets there one day, and there's a line around the block.
100%. Yeah.
Okay, but wait. You know what it was for? It was for some
PS5
one of a kind. No. They were in line around the block for the Starbucks. Because there was some one-of-a-kind mug that they were selling that day.
Yeah. This is my point.
So it was like, what?
Right. Right. So Amber, that owns an antique shop on fucking Venice Boulevard, she's got to close, and she probably gets 2 people in that bitch a day.
Yeah.
Right?
At the best of times.
Right. When she's killing it.
At the best of times, she needed to close that motherfucker down.
Right. So that doesn't make any sense. There's a vacuum repair store next to my old house, right? Next to my old place, and I was like, first of all, anybody getting a vacuum repaired?
Wait, bro, we on the same fucking page. You know how many times I pass a store and I go, who's going in there?
I know.
Who's going into this, like, lamps?
Nobody. Nobody, but also let them stay open. Because ain't nobody going in that bitch. That's not where COVID's coming from. And by the way, anybody in the medical field will tell you, all my friends that are in the medical field told me, this new surge isn't from when things were open in September, October, and November. It's because people went and saw their families and friends over the holidays. We had the lowest travel we've ever had. It was 1/3 of the normal travel. But the truth is, people are sick again because families got together for the holidays. I'm not saying they shouldn't have. I'm just saying that's why. It ain't because people are going eating lunch outside in a park near other people. No, it's because people gathered with their fucking families.
All right, well, let me ask you about this.
Which is the risk they wanted to take, and that's how it goes.
So my parents just got the vaccine.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah,
Wait, are they in Spain? No, they're in.
No, they're back. They're here.
Florida.
They've been here. No, they're in.
Oh no, they're here now.
Yeah, they're in California.
Okay.
Yeah, so my mom's got dementia. So they got the vaccine, the first round of it. You know, but like, you
haven't seen her, right?
I have.
You have? Okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna take the vaccine when my time comes. I don't have no problem with it. But I did take a little pause when I read all these articles about like 50% of medical workers don't want to take it.
Right. Well, there's reasons for that.
I know, but if you go to a restaurant
and they ain't eating the food,
and everybody at the restaurant is like, "Yeah, I'm not eating the soup today." You go, what the fuck's wrong with the soup? Because y'all are experts at this restaurant.
Right. And they're like, soup's good for you, though.
it's like, but here's my pushback. Okay, so like the medical people are like, it was political. Vaccines don't come out this fast. My pushback on them is the entire planet is being affected by this. I'm not surprised that the entire scientific community was like, let's do this. They put everything on the back burner and was like,
but also
let's do this, Yeah.
So that's my other thing is like, this was a business. This is a business. Pfizer's a business. They're not like, we're trying to help people. They're like, we're trying to pump as money as this. So I'm not saying it's a conspiracy. I'm saying their best interest financially was to get this out fast. That's my point. When somebody's like, how so fast? You're like, what? This is how they make fucking money.
Which by the way,
why do you think the NBA set up the bubble? You know, they did that in record time. They're like, everybody get the fuck to Disney World and don't move. We ain't losing $9 billion this year. You know what I mean? Like, you can't, at some point, people are going to sacrifice everything to make the business. And thank God, everyone in every fucking pharmaceutical company was like throwing their hat in the ring, because then it just made it more available.
Yeah, so
I'm not scared of it. And when my antibodies are gone, I'm going to take it too.
So
as soon as I can, I'm going to take it.
Yeah, so I felt like, all right, that makes sense to me. I mean, I have a problem. Maybe this is like my more liberal, progressive side of myself. I have a problem with financial profit, healthcare for profit. Well, I just have a problem with that fundamentally as a human being.
Yeah.
Because I feel like as a scientist, I would like to think, this is me just being whatever the word is, but I would like to think that somebody got into science because they wanted to better mankind. Like they wanted to discover things. Like, it's like, yeah, right. I would, but see, I don't want to think like that.
Yeah.
I would like to think that like somebody goes, I want to cure cancer because I want to make the world better. Not, if I come up with a cure for cancer, I'm going to make $1 billion. Like I
think that's most people.
Like I talked about this thing on my last podcast, but I have a guest now, so it's great, and I love you and I go at it about these kinds of things, so I love it. So I saw on a Forbes, it wasn't a Forbes list, but it was one of those 50 richest people in America.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
And one of them was this guy. He's worth $11 billion, and he owns hospitals. Mm-hmm. I got a problem with that. You know what I'm saying?
Kind of.
What I'm saying is like, what do you like?
But who should own the hospitals?
What I'm saying, see, to me,
that's where it gets shaky.
I know, but to me, I feel like
government owns the hospitals. Then you're in another.
No, but I feel
problem.
like the health. I feel like, but see, then you got to have shit government run, and then it'd be like the post office, and that shit would suck.
Yeah,
I get.
You know
that.
anything about LAUSD?
I know. Listen,
it's the worst run. Fucking.
I get that.
Right.
I get that.
I can give a better education in this room than LAUSD can give to someone in high school.
Listen,
it's crazy.
I get that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, though, I think that the medical care should pay for itself. I've always said this. It's like when you get a CAT scan, right? And they say you get the bill and it's $6,000. Why?
Yeah, what was? Yeah,
bitch,
why?
you got the machine. This would be like me.
You already paid off the machine.
Machine paid for. This would be like you
know that machine is paid for.
It'd be like if you trying to like heat up food in my microwave and I charge you $50 every time.
I'm like, what do you pay for?
What's the $50 for?
So the argument then is somebody had to pay for it, right? Somebody has to pay for it.
So
who incurs the cost to begin with?
No, what I'm saying is what is the cost?
Right.
What I'm saying is like this should be one of those things.
Who dictates?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the cost?
Well, it's kind of like when SAG calls me and they go, "You owe this much money." I go, "Why?"
Yeah. What's that money for?
Yeah.
Okay, but if they tell me no, but here's the thing. See, now that's different.
Yeah, because it goes to the union. It goes to the health.
I'm saying they can run down the list and go, here's what the money goes towards.
Some, because I've asked them.
But now we know where this money goes towards in hospitals.
Right.
To this guy's pockets.
That motherfucker, yeah.
So I go, what?
Yeah.
Like I don't want to hear about anybody that can't get insulin. I don't want to hear about anybody.
No, these things I have a problem with.
If you need a CAT scan, give people a CAT scan. One thing I liked about, have you ever been to the Facebook campus, they call it,
Mm-mm.
Oh, man, I went to, it's incredible.
I've been to Google.
It's incredible. You go to Facebook and they're like, all the food's free.
That's what Google is like that too.
And they got a hospital on campus.
Right.
Because it's like, yeah, they pay for it. And like you work there, you just go.
Right.
You know what I mean? So what I'm saying is like, is there a way to have the medical system be like that? Because to know that people are getting rich off of healthcare, I just have a problem with that.
Well, what about see this is hard because what about doctors and dentists? Like, should they get rich by doing what they do?
Check this out. Check this out.
Like a dentist, you're not saving lives.
Check it out.
Should you be a millionaire?
Yeah. Why not? What I'm saying is.
So what's the line? What's the dividing?
No.
line?
What I'm saying is like the people that actually do the work.
Yeah.
This motherfucker.
Oh.
Does he work at the front desk? Like if he's checking people in.
But think about it more like this. He's in real estate. Think about it like that. He's not banking on like the hospital's profit itself. The hospital is profiting, and that goes to an even larger thing. But like he owns the building.
Like that's
He
like,
doesn't. He doesn't make money because St. John's makes money. He makes money because that property is worth money.
I know, but it's,
so who owns the property?
I know, but it's like, shouldn't that be like eminent domain or like, I don't even know if that's.
No.
I just don't.
First of all, if we get into that,
maybe I'm a bleeding heart about this type of thing.
Yeah.
I just have a problem with. I have a problem with pharmaceutical companies.
Well, that's bigger to me.
Like that should be like
that's
that,
more of an issue. I agree with you on that.
That makes no sense.
No,
to me
that
at all.
shit's bonkers.
That's the one thing I agreed with Trump on, by the way. Like, Trump was talking about that. He was like, insulin should be like water. I'm making it as cheap as water. This is gonna be tremendous. Like that kind of stuff. I go, I agree with him on that.
He said a lot of shit that I was like, okay, good. I'm glad he's doing that.
Somebody's saying something, But like, I just feel like the fact that But anyways, it goes back, circle back around to like what's happening with this. It's like money is a factor in how we determine everything. So you just go like you're saying, like, why is Target open? They can do all delivery if they wanted to. They can have all their, but then like we don't care about those workers. Like,
right.
We don't care about the people that show up.
Amazon had 32,000 people get sick. Amazon. And everybody's like, but I still need my shit in my front door. That's my point. Is like, stay at home. Also, the Amazon workers are all getting sick. And the UPS drivers and the FedEx drivers all are getting sick. However, you get to stay at home. So it's like rich people get to sacrifice other people's lives for their enjoyment. That's my point. That's the hypocrisy of it. That's real. But also, that's also why, like,
because you rich. I'm kidding.
Yeah, wish, bro. I came over here to get some money. We get paid for this, right?
Oh my God.
Griff, come on, man. I need some money.
We've put a price on healthcare that is false. It's fake.
But it's not us.
That's fake news.
It was given to us.
No, I know, but it's like whatever that cost is, it's fake. It's not real.
Yeah.
It's an arbitrary number.
But I think everyone should be able to get healthcare. It should be very affordable and reasonable. But I think completely free it's a flawed system. It's the same way I think about education for free. That's bonkers.
That's, by the way,
it's like who's paying for it? I know,
but that's another one that I don't think should be for profit.
Education.
Yeah.
It should be affordable, but it should cost.
For the
you have to pay for somebody has to pay for the things to exist.
I know, but for the most part, I feel like the money that goes into education goes back to the education,
Yeah.
What I mean?
Yeah, but I just think like that's my thing about free healthcare. When they're like totally free healthcare, you're like, the reason it would be so hard is because there's so much that goes into a system that to just say it should be free, it just doesn't work.
Listen, I'm not saying it should be free, but I don't think somebody should have $10 billion from healthcare.
No, I agree. But see, I agree with that.
What I mean?
And I also think it shouldn't cost $1 million to go get healthcare help. I think it should be unbelievably affordable.
Yeah,
I think it should be remarkably affordable.
I'm saying I feel like just take the profit out of it altogether, and the money should evolve. Should flow through to help.
Yeah.
We make sure our doctors are tiered, paid, and they get
right.
Whatever it is. I don't know.
Our system is cracked. Is the problem.
Yeah.
And the reason I say like people,
I think doctors should get paid like senators.
Yeah. Well,
I
don't think senators should get paid shit. I think they should work regular jobs. And that should be their side gig. Like a fucking.
You go down there. He's a butcher.
Yeah.
You're gonna get some meat from him, and you go, "Hey, tell me what's your? Can you fix there's a street light on?"
He's like, "We'll look into it." I do think there's a lot of. I think government.
No, but
government's a scam too.
I feel like teachers, the people that do those types of jobs. I mean, I just feel like could there be a way? I don't have the answer.
We don't.
But I'm just saying, it's like there could be a way that the money can flow through itself. Because I'm just merely pointing out. Sometimes I go. When they say something costs, my question is why?
Well, show me
why it costs this much.
That's what I agree with.
Because they won't be able to show you on the books.
No.
Because they'll be like, well, it's this. And you go, okay, well, show me the line. Because I guarantee you, the line is going to end up at such and such person or company.
Yeah.
And then you look at their profit, you go, so then this is just to make them rich.
Right.
It's not because this costs anything.
Well, I'll give you the other side of the story, not to stick on healthcare, because look, I don't know everything. I just know
Neither do I.
I just know what I
just
feel.
Talking shit. This is a podcast.
But
look
at like I have friends that are veterans, and when they go to VA hospitals, which are government run, and they're free for veterans, you can't hear enough complaints about the VA.
No, I know, but
because when the government does run something as a whole, it's going to ruin it. So my point is, without private enterprise, who's gonna run these things?
Okay,
because I'm not trusting the government for shit. They fuck up everything. You said the DMV, the post office. LAUSD, bro. Simple shit. Like they can't even do, and those are big things. I'm talking locally. They fuck up like small shit.
Look how we're fucking up our response to COVID.
Right,
So
that's what I'm saying. So how can we trust them to do fucking anything?
Yeah, so
I don't think the answer should be you're a billionaire because you own hospitals, but I certainly don't want to hand the keys over to the fucking morons down in City Hall.
Yeah.
Those guys are fucking idiots. They don't know as much as you know. They know as little as we know. That whole thing, the problem I have is when people were screaming defund the police, and I understand what the rhetoric meant. What it meant was reallocate funds. It didn't mean take the money all the way from there's no cops.
It was just that's a dumb slogan.
It was a terrible slogan.
You know what I mean? That's just a terrible slogan.
Reallocate funds makes more sense, but it's catchy.
It's like my defund bad friends. I had that.
No, but it's a catchy. Defund the police is catchy. I get it. But also, when you say, if you really said, if somehow it was communicated that
spend the money better,
everyone would go, yeah, spend the fucking money better.
Yeah.
You know, see what I'm saying? It's like it's communicated incorrectly. That's why there are these wars when people go, you can't take away the cops. It's like they're not asking to take away the fucking cop. They're saying, why do I have 19 tanks in Marina Del Rey? Why do the cops have... Like, it's like there's money that was wasted because the government, once again, wastes insane amounts of money.
Yeah.
We need 19 tanks. Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, it's just like...
Get the fucking Army Reserve. Get the National Guard in here.
When you're talking about a school, I remember at a time, and I don't know if these numbers were correct or not, but there was a time that it said it was costing, like, to send a kid to school, you know, it was 10,000 per student.
Per student,
right?
yeah, per kid, yeah.
But you can go to a private school where the tuition is like 5,000 and probably get a better education.
Sure.
So again, when it just comes to the government and how they allocate their funds,
you know why?
This is on all levels. Just, you know, that's just my common sense view of, and I think that that's like, to bring it all full circle of all the things we're talking about, is like, that's really what we're talking about. So like, you know, it's like you're not an anti-COVID person, or, you know, or you think it's false, or you're one of these people that's like, oh, I don't want to wear masks, or one of these people that's like, everybody should stay inside and stay away from everyone. There's some kind of middle ground that is there that has to do with like how things are governed, how we make the choices, who makes those choices, and why.
Right.
You know, when they were talking about opening up Disneyland, I was like, if they opened up Disneyland,
they did, right? They did.
No. But they were trying to like, the next thing is going to be theme parks. And I was like, I can't go do comedy in a parking lot, but fucking Donald Duck can run around.
Yeah.
You know, like, that's when you go, don't tell me that you care about health and safety. There's something else going on here.
It's money. It's always, but this is the root of all this. And the bottom line is there's so much gray area. That's why I like to say I'm a centrist. I genuinely mean that, because I don't believe everything the left says, and I certainly don't believe everything the right says. And I think if more people had a more centered view and go, let's look at all of the factors, right?
Yeah.
Because everything is gray. Nothing has ever been cut and dry.
Nuanced is the word I like to use.
Yeah, it is. It's nuanced. There's no way to just go, this is always going to be the right answer, and that's always going to be the right way. They need everything is case by case. Like me, I have antibodies, and I get tested regularly still for the TV show. When we had a case infection on set, which happens all the time now when you're shooting, they make everything shut down, and our health advisor called us, and she called me personally, and she was like, "Hey, you were in contact with someone with COVID. You don't have to quarantine because you are in the antibody window." So I didn't have to quarantine, right? It's case by fucking case.
Check this out.
So she can't say that to everybody.
Wait. Let me ask you this: don't you get a sense that? Okay, because like, look at the NBA and the NFL. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
So the NBA goes, all right, Suns got COVID. They can't play tonight. They got to move away.
Durant. Yeah.
They don't shut the NBA down.
No.
So don't you get a sense that even like in Hollywood, they kind of want to go, all right, somebody got COVID, so they're gone. We're going to move on with other things. But they can't do that, especially in Hollywood, because the optics. Because it's more, I think they're making choices based off optics, not off actual data and facts.
Right. Gavin Newsom. I mean, this motherfucker's like, shut down LA. He's out eating at French Laundry, having fucking Arctic char and behind closed doors. It's like, they're all doing things. They're all saying that the right thing because it looks like it is the right choice, but they're breaking the laws themselves. So it's like,
I don't know why the Hollywood doesn't take over like a show like I don't know why they don't take over like hotel convention centers, right? So like let's say like Dave, you know, they find like a Hilton that's got a big whatever. They put the set there,
Make that the stage.
Make that the soundstage.
Well, for us, we shoot on location.
And then you stay in the hotel.
Oh, right.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like they can make bubbles.
It depends on what you're shooting.
Yeah, I know.
That's hard. We're on location. For shows that are on stages, they're having an easier time because they are on stages at Universal and Warner's. But like we're on location. We have no stage. We shoot in Los Angeles. So
well, they're just making like I know the NBA has protocols now. They're not doing a bubble. They I'm sure secretly they have like some rules and regulations that the NBA players have to follow.
They do.
You know, just in the same way they can't go skiing. You know,
Right.
because it's in their contract. You can't go ski because if you break your leg, we're not paying you $10 million.
Well, they say you can, then your contract's void.
Yeah, your contract's void.
Yeah.
So they got together and they're like, all right, here's the COVID protocols you have to follow. If you don't follow these things, you'll be fined or you can't play. So I'm just saying, it's like, what I'm saying is, shouldn't that be how society is run?
For sure, of course.
You know, shouldn't it be like, okay, we have to make sure, but it's just hard to govern that.
Well, because again,
because everybody's selfish.
Again,
everybody has their own self-interest.
When the government is involved, again, there's too many fucking things to go through. Bureaucracy is a nightmare. When one job can be done by one person, but they have 17 people on the job, they're all going to want to keep their job, so they're going to make trouble just to keep their job, right? Mm-hmm. And it takes 17 times longer to get something done because it has to go through all these channels. That's what the government is to me. That's why I don't like government intervention and everything, because you're like, these motherfuckers can't get shit done. They can't get shit done. So we entrust these people to do simple things like this on a local scale, right? On a small local scale in parts of Los Angeles. The guy who's running business in Santa Monica and Venice and you know, in the Valley,
Ventura County.
Right. It's like, how come these all are on their own scale? They should all be viewed and broken down as how can we make this work the best way possible? Right. Instead of like, shut it down, fuck it.
But last thing on COVID, because I know people are gonna be sending already in the messages. More political talk. It's like, it ain't political talk. We just talking. This is what's going on in the world.
And by the way, we don't know anything that we're talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
I made up literally everything I said on
this
podcast.
We're just speculating. You know, that's what we do. Why can't we're having a conversation that you would have with your friends, but you're just watching our conversation. So this ain't a whatever.
Take none of it serious.
Yeah, but here's the thing that makes me ask. This is the question I have that again I would want to ask a scientist. Okay, so you take Florida. Mm-hmm. This motherfucker's been open.
They don't care
the whole time. Yeah. All right, that's not my point. They've been open the whole time. California closed for most of the time, right? So you would think, based off what they're saying about this,
they'd have more deaths.
That Florida would have 100,000 deaths, and it would be just this thing. How come it seems the same?
Let's actually, now that you say that, because I've had this conversation.
Like, I'm just wondering, like, even at a place like, there's a place like we have a married couple that we hang out with, you know,
yeah,
and Rachel's friend, you know, and they just went to Idaho. They went to a restaurant indoors, you know.
Yeah.
You go. So I want to know. So all the places that are indoors, is the percentage of people worse there than California?
Well, so
because if it's not, I have to ask the question. What are we doing? So
here, data table. This is covidcdc.gov. This is CDC website. This is the best you can do. It's at this point. This is data table for average cases daily per 100,000 people. Arizona's number 1. California, Oklahoma, Rhode Island, Arkansas, New York, Utah, Georgia, Tennessee, Kentucky, Massachusetts, South Carolina, New Jersey, North Carolina, Alabama, Luz, Nevada, Connecticut, West Virginia, Indiana, Kansas, Delaware, Mississippi, Texas. Texas has been wide open. They're way down on the list, okay? New York and then Florida.
Listen.
That was New York City and New York State.
You know what?
So they're way down the list.
Wait. But
so
I'm going to tell you, let me come to the other side now, because this is the thing I hear. Because this is the thing I'm going to hear from, like, just like the progressive, aggressive, liberal people.
Yeah.
This is what they say. The first thing that comes out of their mouth, Florida's lying. Florida's lying about their numbers. Florida's not telling you the truth. So if you believe that,
then we could be lying about our numbers.
Then we can't have an argument with anyone.
Well, yeah, because when you say you're lying, well, also, by the way, on the contrary, on the opposite side of that spectrum, if they're lying about how little, we could be lying about how many we have.
Yeah, exactly.
So if your argument is you're lying, then it's like, okay, well then they're lying too.
Everybody's lying. So my point is this.
Right.
All right. So here's just a common sense person. I'm not a scientist.
Yeah.
You know, I went to some college. You know what I mean?
I didn't go. I went to 4 years of barely a college.
Yeah, but you still, I went to USC and I didn't finish. I went to West LA. I went to West LA College and then I transferred to USC. I didn't finish. I started working and then I became a comic. Okay.
And you became rich and famous.
You know, and here I am. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like somebody already tweeted to me, like, all I said was I didn't think Donald Trump was qualified to be the president. Then the guy was like, well, what about your education? Bitch, I ain't running for office.
Never.
Neither one of us qualified.
Right.
So anyway, it doesn't. Whatever. That's either here nor there. But I'm saying is like, so as just a person that's like a human being, a member of society, if I can't gather information other than, like you say, you go to the CDC website. So I go to this, if I'm just a regular dude and I go, well, let me see what's going on. And I see that Florida's 15th on the list and they've been open this whole time. I can't ask the question as a Californian.
Why?
What the fuck are we doing?
That's my point.
What are we doing?
Okay, that's my point. It's like, it's so vague.
If it's going to be the same number of deaths, this is what I'm saying. Can we just be wide open? Like other places, wearing masks, keeping our distance, eating outside. Can we do that and still have the same numbers? If that's the case, why aren't we doing that?
Right.
If you're telling me, well, we can't do that because it'll triple, quadruple, explain it to me.
But it did.
Because it doesn't seem like that's the case. Because other places that have large populations like Texas and Florida, they're per percentage and per capita, it's the same.
I know. That's why I don't understand.
So I don't understand it.
That's why we need someone with a brain. We need someone with a brain to explain it.
Someone with a brain, please come explain it to both of us.
And here's the other side.
If you have them on your podcast, please have me come in with you.
I will.
Because I'll come on Whiskey Ginger just to ask questions.
Well, because I also feel like, look, and my opinions on all these things, everything we've spoken about may change depending on time.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I'm not set in stone about anything I feel about anything. But you want new answers as time goes on, because something I thought 5 years ago doesn't apply now, and something I thought 3 months ago doesn't apply now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
well, it's like,
that's why people are like, they put you in categories because you say something and you believe in something.
I know.
You're like, I'm just trying to figure it out, just like you're trying to figure it out.
But what I think the trouble that people have.
Remember when you used to tell me that Obama is a terrorist? Griff used to say that shit all the time.
But I think people have a problem with me. I just think in general, like especially people that listen to podcasts or watch them, they hear a buzzword, they hear a sentence, and then they fixate on that, and now they say you're like this without listening. It's amazing that this country even runs with so many
this shit doesn't
with Congress, Senate, and so many different.
It really doesn't though.
So many. It's crazy. It's actually amazing. But you know what? In closing, about all of this.
All this. I can't believe we went down this road.
No, it is what it is. You know what? Let's make a promise to ourselves. The next time you come on mine, the next time I come on yours.
Yeah, we won't talk about
all silly.
Yeah, it'll be joking.
Okay, we could be dumb
Yeah.
We'll pretend like we're fighting. You make Asian jokes at me.
You know what?
You guys are your fucking fake ass podcast.
I have a slot for you.
No, but listen.
You come on and take over.
But listen, here's
my guest.
Here's the thing. It's like, the if we could just find a way to if people could just listen to each other, just calmly talk about things, just have a discussion about like the different sides and just like find a way to agree to disagree, it would be fine. I mean, because one of the things I would say that has come out of this, even in the bad stuff, like today I was looking at the vote against Trump, the thing,
impeachment,
right? The impeachment. And you know what? It was the first time that it actually gave me a little hope and remember that the Constitution is a great document.
Yeah.
Because no matter what, even if you have people who are like, this election was stolen and it just strongly like far right, the Constitution is like, eh. And even these people that are far left, the Constitution is like, nah, slow down.
Yeah, it's nice.
And I kind of feel like even with all this happening, because I was starting to think like, damn, is there going to be civil war? Is there going to be like, you start, those kind of things creep in. And then like the system of government and the Constitution steps in and people that uphold it. Like even somebody like if you hate Mike Pence, because there are people that like think he's a racist and people hate him and he don't like gays and he's one of these like crazy staunch Christian types that think like gays are bad and whatever. But at the core of him, he believes he's a good person.
Sure,
you know what I mean. And I think he believes more in the Constitution and the government than he does in Christianity. By the way, that's just my.
I think they're one and the same to some of those guys.
Okay, but I like to hear that he's like, nah, I'm not gonna just do what you want me to do because that's not what the Constitution says. It tells me that oh wow, we're okay.
Well, he's more dignified for sure than his counterpart. I mean,
right.
He's more of an adult that would go.
By the way, he's more of a savvy politician too.
Yeah, he is, but he's more of an adult that's like, look, I'm sure behind closed doors, poor Mike Pence, at some degree is like, this has been a fucking nightmare. We lost. This is fucked up. We need to get the fuck out of here.
When else would you You know what? You're like the Mike Pence of bad friends.
And he's Trump? As long as he's Trump.
No, but I'm saying
as long as Bobby's Trump, and I'll be Mike Pence.
What I'm saying is, no matter what you have to deal with,
yeah,
you get a chance to do this great thing, and you know what I mean. Like,
right.
Why would Mike Pence turn that down? Like, he never would have had a chance to be vice president.
Never.
Like, he would his political stances and stuff. No one would like. He was like, oh shit, I'm one away from the best job in the country. I don't care who it is. So I get the intoxication of that power.
Well, yeah.
And wanted to do that. But anyway, my point is, I just think that, after everything that has happened, for the country still to be like, all right, we're going to bounce back. Here's Biden coming into office. And, even if he doesn't work out, we'll keep going.
Yeah.
I think there's something to be said about, that America is a great place, and
yeah, it's fucking great.
Even through all this, if you're a person that supports Trump, if you think, we're better for it, then we're in a place where all different sides can come and we can still get shit done.
Yeah.
We can still live and coexist, and we can still, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't know if I'm even speaking this properly, but I just feel like I think it's a good thing. I think it's just a good thing how the Constitution is handling all of this stuff, and I think we should have some hope for the future after we get through the hard times, and then we come back up, because we're going to have good times, we're going to have bad times, but we stay constant, because there are other places in the world where you don't have the same freedoms.
Yeah, they stone people to death for their sexual proclivity.
Yeah, I mean,
whenever somebody's like, America sucks, I'm like, go live somewhere where they cut your fucking hand off.
Yeah, go live in Europe where they throw bananas at black players at soccer matches today.
Yeah, why can't we do that here? I don't understand. No, they can. They do it in Boston. Yeah, they still do it out there.
Boston's not a part of America.
I know. Boston is Europe.
They're the closest. That's where they went first.
Yeah,
Those people are still there.
That's why. That's why they still do that shit.
Motherfuckers had a tea party right there. So it's like, anyway, my point
this is still a great country.
It's still a great country. It's like, are we sexist? Yes, I think we're more sexist than racist. I've always thought that. I think the last election proved that. And, we're still racist. Like, we're still there's still some racism, and there's still issues involved. Because look at the discrepancies in what's happening right now. It's clear and present, right? We're still, we have these issues, but don't act like it's hunky-dory in fucking Ecuador.
Yeah, no shit.
Or like, in Poland or like wherever. It's
they
like
just let women drive in Saudi Arabia fucking 3 years ago for the first time. Like, what the fuck are we talking about?
What are we saying right now? You know what I mean? So anyways.
And by the way, they shouldn't be driving here either. No, it's insane. It's insane. I make that joke and someone's like, oh, I think he believes that.
Please. I'm in the car with Rachel the other day.
Yeah.
She got the GPS on and still get lost.
Where are we going?
Yeah. Should we get GPSs on? I go, you just passed the... She's like, oh, when you're in the car. Funny story about Rachel, real quick. Let's just tell one funny story about each of our loved ones.
Okay.
We're walking down the street over here.
Mm-hmm.
We get to this. We're going to get some takeout, And there's like, there's a sign for help wanted. And there is a pole blocking the words. And Rachel goes, oh, look, they're looking for, what did she say?
Kiwa?
Wait, what was it? A cook with experience,
Sure.
Yeah, it said an experienced cook wanted, right? So that's what it said. But Rachel saw, and she goes, first she goes, oh, they want an experimental cook.
Maybe they do.
Maybe
they're like, we usually make Japanese, but if you want to come in with...
She goes, Erik, oh, look, experimental cook wanted. I should go apply for that. And I was like, experimental cook? Like, what restaurant? I look, then I go, Rachel, it says experienced.
Was she mad?
And she was so mad at me when we laughed. Like, we were laughing.
She was laughing. That's good.
She was laughing so hard because it was just so... Because then she thought to herself, yeah, that would be ridiculous. Why would they want an experimental...
I don't know, man. Times are getting fucking weird out there. I think they might want someone to mix it up.
Yeah, so Rachel wants to now she's like, she keeps going live on Instagram. And she wants her own... she wants her own thing. So I'm going to start riffing with Rachel.
Oh, my God. This is how it ends. This is how it ends. I'm warning you now, bro. When the wives get a podcast, it's over.
I know.
That's I mean...
Can I tell you something?
Huh.
Good. I hope she does.
And I hope it takes off.
Takes off. Because I'm just going to be the person behind there going like, good job, buddy. Good job, baby. You know, switch
Doing
cameras.
good.
You're doing good. You know, I want to be a stay-at-home dad.
Yeah, I'm trying to convince my wife to get OnlyFans. I'm like, get on there. Let's go, man. You saw what some of these girls are making. What's her name? Made $2 million in a day. What, Bella Thorne? Bella Thorne? Is that it? Bella Thorne? Yeah, she made $2 million. $2 million in one fucking day.
I used to have
in a day.
I used to have a. Listen, I'm old school. We're not the same age, but we're close enough where you're probably from this era where hookers, because they're hookers.
We call them prostitutes.
Okay, prostitutes, hookers, call girls.
Yeah.
It was shady. It was frowned upon.
Yeah.
Because for me, it was street walking people.
That's what it used to always be.
That's what it was. You
Yeah.
know, you see, you know, they
Until
got
the advent of the internet.
They got a pimp, and so when you that it has this negative connotation because
Right.
I come from that era.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And so now this new era of like prostitution is just it's different.
But it's show, not touch. It's
But
it's eyeball prostitution.
But it still comes with, you know, some negativity and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but it
I
shouldn't.
don't look at what I'm saying to you is that I actually don't have the same like negative feeling about it anymore.
Yeah, because
Because you just go, okay, good for you.
because what you see from
Monetize your
monetize them titties.
yeah, monetize yourself. Because
Yeah.
I'm doing the same thing. I'm monetizing my personality.
I totally look.
Don't monetize those nipples. Good
I'm
for you.
genuinely into it. We talked about it the other day. A teacher is in trouble online. A teacher got in trouble for being on OnlyFans. It's like, what are you mad at this girl about?
Yeah, are you paying bills?
Yeah, it's
you
on her own time, first of all, which is and it's totally legal, right? What she's doing is legal, and it's on her own time. So this teacher can't make money off her titties. You're paying her $27,000 a year. What the fuck you think she's going to do to pay rent?
Well,
You put her in a position where it's almost like they put them in a position where some people have to do these things to survive right
Well,
now.
on the other side of that, though, my pushback on that for the other side is just to be like, okay, cool, but yeah, this is we don't want your students to be able to find you like that, and we
Why?
don't want that in the thing. So what I'm saying is, if you're making so much money, go do that. You don't need to be a teacher anymore.
Right, at some point, when you are.
You know what I mean?
If
So-
you are making a lot of money.
yeah, I'm just saying.
But I
it's
imagine
like,
they're not making a lot of money.
I know, but
they're probably
not
making
every-
just enough to pay rent.
Not everybody's making a lot of money.
That's what I'm saying.
You know
So
what I mean?
a lot of people are just doing these things to get by. But the article was like, you know, the article was trying to shit on the hate of it, the people that are haters, which I thought was good. It's like this is one of those things where the liberal ideas of it I agree with. This whole like body positivity or female empowerment. I'm like, hell yeah, let this girl go get fucking paid on the internet showing off her body if she feels like it, because she's not being forced, right? She's not got a pimp that's making her do things. If she physically on her own time as an adult person wants to set up an adult site and have other adults pay for it, I got zero beef with it, and get your money.
Yeah, I'm on that page. With
Get
that
your
too now.
money.
What I don't actually understand is like all these dumb, and I'm saying it, all you dummies who are just giving away for free.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
dude, you go on Instagram right now. You go on Reels,
Right,
TikTok,
right.
and maybe because I follow Rachel, I mean, honestly, maybe because I was looking at too many.
Mm-hmm.
So now that's all I see,
Yeah.
bro. The amount of 18 to 25-year-old women in bikinis doing sexy shit
On
Instagram.
Yeah, on Instagram, yeah.
Is like,
Insane.
I'm talking about you could just do like this
Yeah.
for 30 minutes.
Go to your
and
explore page.
And
That's
it's
all
just,
it is.
you know, oh, my titties and boom, boom, boom. And I just
Right.
go, wow, you know, you can get paid for that.
Right.
Like you're not monetizing this. So I just, it blows my mind.
Yeah, I don't understand it. I also think
It blows my mind. And what are we supposed to do? Like, and then they don't think do they know who's looking at it? Do they think,
No.
do they understand? Like, I don't know if you understand young female out there and actually young males too. This is both, you know what I mean? Because I'm sure there's, you know, it's the same thing. Everybody's objectified. Do you understand that everyone is looking at this?
Yeah, anybody.
Like,
People
like-
that you don't want looking
And now
at it.
how the algorithm works, if it's like you're in a category of just young chick in bikini, so if one weirdo, me, they're all seeing it. Like it's just I sometimes I look at this and I go, I don't get this.
Yeah.
This is where I feel old because I don't.
Well, it's not old. It's just that's just the reality of the time now.
I mean, it's amazing. Like they used to blame magazines before. Remember how you would blame magazines and TV shows? You're giving young women the false, you know, you're giving young women the false, this is what beauty is.
Right.
You know who's doing it now? You motherfucker.
Yeah, them.
You're doing it now.
Right.
Who are you going to blame?
Right.
Who are you going to blame now? Are you going to blame? Is it the TV shows that are? No. It's the young girls who just open up their phone and go, oh, look at these 1,000 chicks who are my age. And they're all beautiful, and I want to look like this.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
when somebody's like,
don't blame entertainment anymore.
When somebody's like, they blame men for body image issues with women, I'm like, oh, really? Who do you think runs Cosmo? Who do you think runs all these female publication websites that put up all these pictures of women? It's women. Women are the people that are dictating what other women should look and feel like. It ain't men. Maybe that was 50, 60 years ago, but let me tell you something. Any sort of female-led driven publication that talks about women's bodies, good or bad, fat or skinny, it's all women. That's all. No guy right now runs a site judging women's bodies, publicly saying this is what you should look like, this is what you shouldn't. Women are doing that themselves. They're putting themselves in categories and going, just like Amy Schumer got in trouble with, or got in a thing with Alec Baldwin's fake foreign wife, Hilaria Baldwin, whose name is Hillary, and she's from Boston, and she's like, I'm from Spain, and they're like, you're from Boston. She lied. It was like, what are you talking about? And people from high school were like, what? That's Hillary. But like they had a tiff online because she showed her body after she had given birth, and she was quite skinny. And Amy Schumer had said some shit on there like, this is my point. There's a snake eating their own tail. Amy, who's also like very feminist forward, very, you know what I mean? She's out there saying like, this isn't what most moms look like after giving birth, because she's referring to herself, that she didn't lose a lot of weight. But it's like, then she got clapped on for people were like, that's really fucked up to like say that because her body is different than yours and she feels healthy that way, that she's wrong. And Amy apologized publicly and they had to take it down, and then they publicly hashed it out. But it's like, that's the snake eating its own tail.
Yeah.
When you go after when you keep making all these arbitrary things, you can't say this, you can't say that, you can't say that, you can't say that. At some point, you yourself are going to say one of the things you can't say, and you're going to eat your own fucking tail.
Yeah.
Good luck. Good luck. That goes back to all the things I was saying about Twitter and all that shit. The more you ban, the more we restrict. Not Donald Trump. The idea of banning, restricting, and changing and shaping and cutting off corners. We are all going to put ourselves back into a corner of going, fuck. I guess I also one time made a joke with a racial epithet, and I didn't mean it like. And it's the end of times. That will be the end of times.
I know, man. It's
And that being said, we should end this episode by both yelling the N-word as loud as we can.
No, I'll say honky, and you. This is just not a good word for you white people.
Honky?
Yeah, it's not a
cracker.
It means nothing to you.
No. I mean, you douchebag is.
It means nothing. It doesn't make you feel anything. It doesn't make you like,
There's no word that we have that people called us.
Redneck, nothing. That woodpecker, nothing.
Yeah, that's funny.
Peckerwood,
None
of these.
Those are funny though.
It's just funny.
Yeah. There's no word.
There's nothing biting like the good old M word, huh?
Yeah, but then the N word's been taken back by black culture and used for its own reasons.
Even still, which only perpetuates the other people going like, you say it, blah blah blah. It's just all kinds of like. Yeah.
So what do you say? Don't say it. People shouldn't say it anymore.
At this point, I just go at a certain point like maybe we just remove it because
can't.
Because who cares?
Because you can't. You can't remove it because it just.
It's there.
Yeah.
You can't just like,
we don't say a word.
Because if they can remove anything, they wouldn't just remove the word, they just remove black people. We can only hope. That's what you're saying. You're so stupid.
So dumb. No. More black people. That's what I want. More black people on this earth. Less whites.
Oh, that's already happened. They're already talking about the browning of the world.
More mix. More mix. You know what? That makes me a minority, and I get more roles again. I want.
Here we go. Here we go. The guy on a TV show right now talking about he wants more roles.
I do want more roles. Who doesn't?
Let me ask you last. This is in closing on this.
Yeah.
Isn't it funny when you look on? I don't even know if we even talked about this already, but when you look at a TV commercial now, and you see like black dude and with the Asian wife or the white wife. You
see my eye roll? It's like
isn't it funny that that's your first thought of like, what y'all doing?
But you know why? Do you want to know why?
It's like, come on, man.
Because they're all reaching so hard to try to be woke when they only care about dollars anyway. So they're appealing to this nominal idea of like, oh, there are people that date out of their race. Of course there are. But when they show it, we know it's bullshit. Do you know what I mean? Like it's disingenuous.
But you know what?
Like, are there people that date out of their race? Of course. Millions. But when they do it, because they're selling a Toyota Senna. You know it's bullshit. You're like, this is bullshit.
Yeah, but see,
you did this because you thought it was the right thing to do.
It's going to take a long time to get that sentiment out of our heads, unfortunately. And that sentiment was created because for so long we would look at TV and it was just all white.
Well, if
it's
it was
mostly white,
or if it was all black, it was an all black family,
right?
And it was an all Asian family.
And then you just so it's like but it was like and then even that we would look at like we know what they're doing there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. The black shows are on everybody. The black show. I remember when I was a kid, my friend, my buddy Maurice. I'll never forget him and his mom.
Maurice, white guy
No,
named
he's
Maurice.
black dude.
No, I know.
They're black, right? This is I'm gonna say this because this is exactly how she would say it. I'd be sitting there as a little kid, and she would see Wheel of Fortune, right? And she would go like this: "Nigga on Wheel of Fortune, nigga on Wheel of Fortune." There's a nigga on Wheel, and then the whole house would come running in. Whoa, let's see what's going on.
Yeah.
So it was like that's the thing. It was like this.
That's a great sketch, by the way.
It was like this really like moment, and I never forget it as a kid.
Right.
I'll never forget. I loved his mom. His mom was a bad motherfucker. I remember one time I was in a store. I walked in the store with my friends and him and my friends, and I had a soda, and I walked in with the soda, and they wouldn't let me take the soda out because they claimed I stole it.
Mm.
Well, she took me down to the store.
She was pissed.
And she went off on everybody. And I was standing by her like I was back there like this. I told you I did. and all I saw was like she was like it was the stereotypical black mom stuff. Like whatever you would see on TV.
Right.
It was it right there. And she got my soda and I walked out of there like shit.
She goes, and now we're stealing this one to go. Bitch.
You know what I mean? So I just feel like, again, my point about it is the fact that back in the day, like we've been inundated with television is supposed to look like this.
Right.
Families are supposed to look like this. Mm-hmm. So when we see something odd, we feel like, ooh, should that black guy be with that white woman? Mm. And it's because they did it themselves.
Right.
These Hollywood liberal type, they've done it themselves, and now they're trying to reverse the course.
Yeah.
And we're looking at it like,
it's not like Hollywood was run by Republicans for 40 years.
I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing.
Well, but it's like because it wasn't run by Republicans for 40 and now it's liberal. They always were the same. It's just it's just the truth is they realized the snake ate its own tail.
Yeah.
They went so far. So now we call the bullshit. Do I ever see a commercial? I saw it yesterday. There was like a redheaded white guy with a black wife, and it is the Toyota SUV, and they take the two half kids to fucking like a lake or whatever, and I know what they're doing, and I don't immediately go, why is that white dude with that? But no, I just know this. They think this is earning them cookies.
Right.
But it's fake. Does that family exist? Of course it exists. One of my best friends, he's black, his wife is white. Their kids are mixed. I don't ever think about it any other way than that's my family. That's my friends. But because I know that the corporate interest for them is about making sure you see that, then I go, this is because you want to say you're cool with it. We all should be cool with it. It's like, bitch, we were cool with it.
By the way, they shouldn't allow redheads to get with black women.
Fuck.
Because those kids are ugly.
That's probably how you were born, bitch.
It's like
probably you. You're
it's
probably
like Blake Griffin. Ugh.
Okay, Blake, you heard it. Come get this motherfucker.
See this motherfucker right here.
You know how handsome that dude is, by the way? That dude's handsome as fuck.
I'm just teasing, but
I can't think of any
it's a lot of weird.
Okay, we'll see.
Like
we'll see what Bill Burr's kids look like.
And then, I know. That's why I'm like,
I'm gonna tell him that you
said
that.
What are you doing? When you have a kinky red hair, that's not a good look.
No, yes it is, bro. Stop hating on my fucking people, you fucking racist motherfucker. See, this is racist too.
That's the one time I'm gonna be full on racist.
Racist, you racist motherfucker.
I know there's some kinky redhead right now watching like, how dare you?
Right. Dad, am I wrong? I'm gonna have my.
Don't listen to that half breed.
I'm gonna tell my wife if I can have a baby with a black woman, just to rub it in your fucking face. I'm gonna make you babies. Listen, you and Rachel babies.
Listen, I'm already worried about that kid.
Like he's redheaded and he's black. Get him!
I'm still iffy about you two having kids. But anyway.
Fine. Me too.
Listen, you can find Andrew on Whiskey Ginger every week. And,
yes, every Friday.
And of course, that abomination of a podcast, Bad Friends.
Bad Friends on Mondays.
On Mondays, you got Dave, which is coming out again. Very funny. That's a great show. Yeah. And you can still see I'm Dying up here on.
Is it on? So you can still see it? Go check it out.
Come on, haven't you seen those little checks we get? That show's still on.
I'll take some more residuals.
Yeah. So that's still on. So check that out. Special. Is your special still on?
I don't know. I hope not. Don't go find that. Just go watch Dave when it comes back on FX and watch Bad Friends and Whiskey Ginger. And this dude's going to come back on Whiskey Ginger. When you come back, will you have a drink with me or no?
No, dude.
Come on,
I'm still
man.
not going to do that.
Please.
No, dude. Come on.
The fans want to see you get lit.
Nope.
I was with Griff when he had a second drink for your birthday.
You gonna Bert Kreischer me?
No. Don't even. What are you talking about? Make you take your shirt off?
Yeah. Take my shirt off and get me on.
What birthday was that when you had a drink? When we made you have a drink?
Oh, that was my
40.
Whatever. I don't know what it was. 48 for the 46,
No. 45.
like that. I don't know what it was.
We made you had a pina colada. Is that what it was?
Yeah, it was some kind of no. It was one of those like brown drinks.
You liked it though.
I didn't.
You said it was all right.
It was. Yeah, I was like okay, but it's not like I was like, oh shit, what have I been missing?
No, I know.
Yeah,
we got to mainline boozing you somehow.
What we need to do is like go on a vacation.
I would love that.
That's what we need to do.
Yeah,
we get the ladies.
Let's go.
Let's
go.
Like,
I'm dead serious.
Yeah, that's
what
that's the kind of stuff we exactly.
And you'll do it down there.
I would do it there.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
Let's do it.
I would do it like I would be
you
like.
You guys heard it.
I'll
you
try
to it.
because I did that before. I went on a vacation and that's the first time I was like, I'll try a full on thing, and I hated everything.
Damn.
Like I had a banana colada, and I was like, they ruined this good ass shake.
With rum?
With this bitter ass.
Yeah, that's insane.
Who peed in this? This is how I felt about it.
Golly.
So I just need to find the right.
We'll get you the good mix.
I need the right mix. But anyways, this has been another episode of Riffin with Griffin. And again, my good friend, my dear brother here, Mr. Andrew Santino, and I will see you guys next week.